Hi, Ijeoma here. Today's episode is a rather personal one of those personal ones I always keep behind. And the first question I usually like to ask is if you've ever been betrayed at work for someone else's gain, you know what it's like to be thrown under the bus. I have lost count of how many times people have thrown me under the bus. It doesn't make me stupid. It doesn't mean I'm going to change, but maybe you were blamed for something you didn't do, you know. Or maybe even a co-worker embarrassed you publicly to gain points. These are a few situations that I've probably been in over the course of my over a decade's work experience with different companies. And amongst them, some of them are law firms. And then you get yourself to a point where you are thinking to yourself, what did I do wrong? Why did they like me? Welcome to my channel where I talk about everything HR related and its intersection with the law under the Naija HR Chic Series with Ijeoma Ucheibe. And today, bam, 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 we're turning, how old are we now? I think, yeah, we're turning 5. It's been a journey. Are we turning 5? I think we're turning 4. Thereabouts. Oh my god. The most important thing is we are here again. And a lot of things have happened in the past 4 or 5 years. And we can only be grateful that we are now at 100 subscribers. 100 of you are subscribed to listen to me blab about my work and something fun that I do every other day. So, what do you do essentially when you are thrown under the bus? So, yes, I have my tablets right here. And today I'm going to talk about Kevin R. Hiho under the bus situation. So I'm going to read a little and then I will speak through my experience. So Kevin Kehoe's under the bus situation came when he and his former business partner were selling their company, Aspire Software. Long story short, without his knowledge, the partner had discussed, with the purchasing firm during negotiations. He thought he was going to be leading the company as chairman, but ultimately, the position went to his partner. As the story goes, he was kicked out of the company after a final buyout. So, what do you do when you are thrown under the bus? It's a very interesting question. I think this is my chillest episode yet. What did I do when I was thrown under the bus? Whew! This brings back a lot of memories for me, but here goes. So I had worked at this particular place as a manager, and I had this very lazy, yes, I can call him lazy now. It's a him person who I worked with. I'm not going to tell the name of the department so that UCIA detective will not fish out who this person is. Let's just say that this person had been known to be very indolent in their work, were not dedicated. They had a knack for always having this victim mentality. Each time you try to correct, it was seen as you trying to get them into trouble. And I think I had had enough that day. So there was a payment we were supposed to make to a vendor, and they were in charge. Long story short, it came to a head when they decided that they were going to miscommunicate the information I had given to them. They had come to my office for clarification, and I had taken my time to explain that, okay, this is why I'm asking that we do this, so that when we finally make payment to the vendor, the following conditions will have already been met. Very simple explanation that I thought I didn't have to And then this person walks up to my manager at the time to say the opposite. My manager at the time calls me upset because they are feeling undermined at the time, because I'm trying to make someone else an approving authority, not them. I was visibly upset and I could sense it through her voice. And then they tell me that that person who had just explained things to on what the way of payment was going to go had come upstairs to report me. Of course, there's a part of me that is thinking, okay, somebody came to report me. Out of respect, you should have called me to your office, not put me on a phone call, right, with this person. But then I said, the way people think or I expected to think change varies with the situation. I wasn't upset. And then they said something about, oh, this person is no longer here. What really happened? And that was the biggest mistake of my life. Because up until that time, I was trying to cover the fact that the whole idea of making a move in a particular direction was not mine. And then I went ahead to say certain things that I shouldn't have said. And I was viewed as someone that was less than honest in that situation. Looking back, I was stupid. That someone tells you that, oh, somebody is on speaker here, and then suddenly they are no longer there, does not mean they are no longer there. They might just be saying that to put you at ease. You also need to be able to have your guard up and be smart about those kind of situations. It doesn't mean you should lie, but stick to the script. If you know the truth to be the truth is what you're saying, stick to that truth. Don't try to deviate or try to say something else. So, of course, did I feel bad? I felt terrible. If I had a Kalashnikov, I would have blown this person's head for free at the time. But I sat down and I said, okay, beyond being upset about what you think this person has done to you, throwing you under the bus, is there a better way you could have communicated this? And I said, yes. All I had to do was send a mail to let this person know. That way, everyone that is supposed to be in copy is in copy. They know what to do. They know the next step to take before said vendor is paid. Was I angry? Yes. I would be honest with you. I was livid with rage. And this person was smart enough not to come to my office throughout the day. They kept sending people to me for approvals, but they never came to see me. And I look back and I could tell that this person knew that they had done something that they were not supposed to do, but they were not willing to take responsibility for their actions. But that changed the way I viewed the person, because I knew that even if we are able to get past this, I knew I was never going to be able to trust this person with anything. Even things that typically should be a conversation will be an email for me, because there was no guarantee that this person would not miscommunicate or twist things to their own benefits. And to think that this person had been doing this not once, not twice. So when that happened, of course, the typical thing I was supposed to do, call him, have a conversation. Why did you do what you did? It was a case of miscommunication, blah, blah, blah. I knew this person had it out for me. There was no need to pretend and have that conversation with him. So what I did is I did not overreact to the situation. I did not call them, and I did not try to sabotage them. But they knew they had messed up, because now I kept them at arm's length. And everyone who got to know what happened eventually, and I let them know, keep this person at arm's length. If you have to do whatever you have to do, right? Let it be in writing. Don't ever trust that this guy or this person will ever have your back. And that is the worst testimony you can ever have. If you are looking at me and you do this whole throwing people under the bus, don't do it. What gets around? So what did I take away from the experience? Of course, after processing this situation, I knew that there was a limit to loyalty. Because my situation is almost like what happened to Kevin. And why do I say that? I was willing to go to bat for these people. I was willing to go and see management on this person's behalf. Oh, get this person a suitable salary, to make sure that they were good. But the minute they did this, ooh, baby, I kept them at arm's length. I did everything I needed to do. You want me to sign things? I will get them signed. But every conversation was very professional. Very, very professional. Every time I needed to speak to them, it was either in writing or I had someone present. So that in case there was any need of miscommunication, oh, this person is there. Even if they don't remember, the fact that they were there was enough to make them sit up and not do things that they ordinarily would have done if that person was not there. And yes, in that context, was that decision to do what they did, by my manager, probably political, yes, because this person was a legacy staff and knew a higher up in the company. So I don't blame my manager so much, because I knew that, okay, her back was against the wall. And later on when we had that conversation, she said something that resonated with me. She said, Ijeoma, I always tell you to document. I know this person. Everybody in your department is out to throw you under the bus. Don't let them. And that was all I needed. I need that if this woman could walk into my office and say this, she had my loyalty and my respect for life, even if I were to leave this place. What that told me was, I'm on your side. I know what could have happened. I know the context in which this particular situation got blown up. What I'm saying for tomorrow, don't be so stupid enough to fall into this person's trap and think that they got your back. Let them know as much as possible who is boss. Yes, you're their team leader, but don't ever leave anything to chance to think that, oh, because you're their team leader, you are supposed to just be kumbaya with everybody. But that was when it reinforced the fact that no more misloyalty. If people are not doing their jobs, call them out on their jobs in writing. All this conversation of speaking to people, if don't do it. That way, when there's an opportunity to get someone out of the system, they're the first out, because there's evidence to show that they have not been pulling their weight. The next thing is, yes, we have the tendency to want to trust people, don't we? What this did to me was eroded any form of trust I had in anyone. It made me know that I could buy or do something nice to you today, and then the next minute you could be throwing me under the bus. So I had to also protect myself. So I had to stop talking to people. I had to stop having conversations with staff in my office, only because you are there speaking to this person in confidence, or so you think, and then it's fodder for office gossip. Now, at the end of the day, you're the only one that can control yourself, right? You cannot speak so much about the person. You can only say, okay, this is what happened. How could I have avoided it happening? But what can I do going forward? And like I said, you only know yourself. Loyalty, overrated. Quit it. Trusting people, I would not recommend it. I'll be honest with you. And then finally, while you are going to feel like a victim, I did feel like a victim. And thinking about it now, I smile because, oh my God, I felt like crap. I will not lie. If I had seen that guy 5 minutes later, I probably would have shot him. Hands down. That was how upset I was feeling at being thrown under the bus and being made to look like this person who was not honorable. Get what I'm saying? But I wasn't the victim in this instance. I had my part to play. I may have even contributed to what happened. How? Loyalty and thinking that we're on the same team, you know. But at the end of the day, I knew that I had my part to play. I know that I had to accept that I played a part in what happened. Because I said if I was not open enough to this person to let them know, okay, this is what I was thinking, this is what I was planning to do, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. But because the person had seen my weaknesses, they could take advantage of the fact that, oh, this is where she's going. And to the extent that you can control things, hey. But one thing I will leave with us is it's important to move on quickly. It's life. A lot of bad things happen to good people. A lot of things that you would not expect happen to us. But at the end of the day, what are you taking out of that situation? Because when the chips are down, you have to work with this person for the rest of your day or month or year, or depending on how long you get to stay in that particular workplace. But one thing I will say for sure is I never spoke to this guy again. And 2 times that they needed references to pursue projects, I declined giving those references because I could not in good conscience give reference to someone who had just thrown me under the bus. You might think that was me being sabotage, I was being a saboteur, or no. I wasn't comfortable saying this person was honest or had integrity. There was no way in hell, especially after I had gone through what I went through with this person. I had to be honest with myself, right? And then there I realized the dilemma. Do you get to work with that person, or do you resign and just leave the company? I will leave that question with all of us. But thank you for tuning in again. If you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. Hit the link below. And then more importantly, we're very active on social media across board. We're on Twitter, now known as X. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, and even on TikTok as Ijeoma Ucheibe. Who knows, I may be addressing one very all-important topic that you never thought I would talk about on this channel. But till I come your way on another episode, happy anniversary, Ijeoma Ucheibe. Toodles to the community. Bye, guys.